So when you talk about strategic vision, you've heard our speakers talk about the vision, the why of the AFCFTA. You've heard our speakers talk about the technicalities. We've talked about South Africa and what they are doing to establish. But one of the biggest skill gap is what I would say, how do you personalize all of this? For everybody listening to me, the big question is now, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to your role? What does that mean to your responsibility? What does that mean to your business? Here is what we are finding. For several years now, we've been bringing global stakeholders together, and we're finding that that is not enough. Bringing ourselves together in forums and network, which we are leading on, is not enough. What we're seeing is that there's a skill gap of taking the strategic vision and implementing it. And that skill gap is what is going to take us to industrialize, to develop the Africa of the future, to make sure that the human capital that we have can support our dream plan. So, for example, when US said we want to put a man on the moon, that's the vision. But if it's not supported with financing, with humans, with resources, with capacity, then it's just a dream that goes nowhere. One of the things I also talk about is why I'm extremely passionate and taking a lead role in driving this conversation is because I have seen a somewhat failed policy. For example, AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which opened the US market. I'm here right now in Chicago. AGOA opened the US market to Africa for 20 years. And we all know what has happened and what has not happened. We all know that eliminating tariff is one step. We also have non-tariff barriers, which is where the real work lies. Coming together, partnering, improving our skills, collaborating, these are the things that is going to only move us forward. Along that line, we at Nazaru, we've made a commitment over the next 1 year to train our policymakers and our business executives in terms of trade and investment facilitation. Coming this weekend in partnership with the African Union, I'll be delivering a first line of training to our economic officers. If you haven't received that communication from the Trade Ministry of the African Union, please reach out to us. We'll be able to pass you a free access if you're a government official. But that's what we are doing. That's what's next, is that we are now armed with information. We're armed with resources to know this is a game changer for the continent of Africa. But my challenge to everybody listening is, what are you going to do? What role are you going to play in advancing the continent of Africa? Thank you so much. I'll now take a few questions on our trade platform, the Trade with Africa platform. We've already had some very fantastic questions. One of it was, and I'm going to throw this out to our honorable speakers, would be around the role of women. Jean, I think you might, I'll pass this to you first, because given the seats and your front row seats to actualizing the AFCFTA, how are we factoring women, given the role they currently play in the informal sector, as we're trying to formalize trade within the continent? What tangible things is the African Union doing to engage women? Jean, if you're still on, would you be able to share with us? And I know there are ministries within African Union, and if you just want to refer us to the right people, we'll be happy to take note of that and pass it on as well.
Thank you, Toyin, and thank you to all the co-panelists for their brilliant interventions. With respect to the issue of gender, of course, like you said, we have a women and gender directorate, which handles gender issues within the continent in general. But speaking to the AFCFTA, gender was recognized as promotion of gender, or women in trade, was recognized in the provisions of the agreement, in particular the preamble. So it is very clear that we have women in perspective, as we talked about, making trade a transformative tool for Africa's development. Now, a couple of things that will be very useful for women. The first one relates to what is known as the AFCFTA simplified trading regime. Now, we all know that cross-border trade is very important on the continent. We know that informal trade is also very important. And we all also know that women actually constitute those who are the most involved in cross-border trade and informal trade on the continent. So by implementing the AFCFTA simplified trade regime, we should be able to, further facilitate trade by women, most of whom are involved in the either the informal sector or in cross-border trade across the continent. The other issue is when it comes to awareness. We are convening. We've been convening the AFCFTA Civil Society Forum with an emphasis on women, to make sure that they are aware of the opportunities and that they receive all the information that is needed to tap into the AFCFTA potential. So those are on top of my head, some of the critical issues. But like I said, the most important one, and we'll see how it hopefully, it will really work out well, is this AFCFTA simplified trade regime, which will be implemented and which will help really formalize or bring informal trade, which is dominated by women, and also cross-border trade into formal trade. I think these are, some of the quick answers that I can provide. Wow. But I'm sure my other colleagues can also step in. I don't want to dwell on, the experts who are recruited to work with us to mainstream women in trade, because that's, policy development. But, I just wanted to touch on those very practical things that we ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me as well, there has been several conversations, but I'm going to pull them all to one as one question. We've heard people talk about industrialization, transportation in terms of movement of goods and people around the continent. We've talked about innovation. We've talked about all of that. But how I'm going to ask this question is, I feel like we all have a feeling and we know what has to happen. The question I have is, where's the money going to come from? Where's the investment going to come from? Have we identified where it's going to come from? And what are we doing to build a strategy to market Africa to those players? Because that's what I see from my viewpoint here, is as we engage with foreign investors, investors are looking for return on investment. And what we are finding is that maybe we are not telling the story that they want to hear, or maybe they don't know enough about the potential. And this is something that has to be ongoing. In terms of investment promotion, is not something that you do once and you never do again. So we all know, between all of us here and the people online, we know what has to happen. We know the dreams we have. We know our aspirations as Africans. The question is, how? How is this going to happen? Komi, I know